Magandang umaga po, magandang tanghali, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Especially those at the other side of the world, there is no time and space between us. There is only this present moment and we are one. Today, we are on diary entry number 1080. On one occasion, I saw the Holy Father reflecting about this matter, presumably the establishment of the Feast of the Divine Mercy. Sa isang pagkakataon, nakita ko ang banal na ama, ang banal na papa, na nagmumuni-muni tungkol sa bagay na ito. Malamang ang pagtatatag ng pista ng banal na awa. On this vision, we're not sure if it's the Pope at that time or the Pope in the future. Ibig sabihin, ang presume lang dito ay ang iniisip ay ang pagtatatag ng kapistahan ng banal ng awa. So we're not sure if this is the current Pope at that time or the Pope who would be institutionalizing the Feast of the Divine Mercy. And we all know that it was Pope John Paul II who formalized the Divine Mercy Sunday. It was in April 2000 during the Feast of the Divine Mercy. That was the first celebration, the official celebration of the Divine Mercy Feast Day. And this year, it's gonna be 25 years since it was officially declared. So, kasabay ng pagdiriwang ng jubileo ng 2025, 25 taon na rin tayo na nakikinabang, benefiting from all the graces because of the establishment of the Feast of the Divine Mercy. We all know the promises related to the establishment of the feasts. At ang pinakamagandang pangako na ibinigay sa atin ng Panginoong Hesus ay ang kapatawaran sa lahat ng ating mga kasalanan, gayon din sa lahat ng mga karampatang kaparusahan. So, once a year, tayo ay magiging malinis if we had celebrated and we have fulfilled the two basic requirements to obtain the promise of the Divine Mercy last year. If we fulfill the two promises, which are confession and communion, taking the communion, doing the confession and taking the Holy Communion, or receiving the Holy Communion, then for the rest of the year since last year, we shall again be cleansed from all our sins, including the attached punishment, temporal punishment. So, ibig sabihin, biruin nyo, taon-taon, we will be white as snow na nagaganap lamang sa panahon ng binyag. Once a year lang naman tayo nabibinyagan, di po ba? Nung tayo binyagan, we were as white as snow. Wala tayong kasalanan. Inalis na ang bahid ng kasalanan sa atin. And then, we experienced another episode of in the state of being sinless noong mga kapistahan ng banal na awa. So, it's gonna be another year for us. A new beginning na naman po ng bagong taon na naman na makakaranas tayo ng dakilang grasyang ito. Bakit ang banal na Papa lamang, the Holy Father? Siyempre, siya yung may authority para gawin ito. Wala namang iba. Even if Faustina, isang madre, kahit siya ang magsabi na sinabi ni Jesus, itakda ang araw na ito para sa kapistahan ng banal na awa. She had no power. Ganon din si Father Michael sa Pochco. Wala rin siyang kapangyarihan para itakda ito. Gayun din ang mga obispo. No matter how many bishops support the Feast of the Divine Mercy, it would not still be official. Hindi magiging official ang kapistahang iyon. Even the cardinals. So kung sinuportahan ito ng mga pare, ng mga obispo, ng mga kardinal, at dahil dito ay naimpluwensyahan ang banal na papa para itakda ang banal na araw na yun, then it has become official. It was Pope Francis. It was Pope John Paul II who did it. And because of that, sabi nga ni Pope John Paul, siya ay naging Santo Papa. Though this was off the record, no? It was just in one of those conversations with the MIC. Sabi niya, naging papa siya actually para lamang ito ay itakda ang kapistahan ng banal na awa. And alam niyo, nung namatay si Pope John Paul, that was also the Feast of the Divine Mercy. Dito sa Pilipinas, no? Sa bansa natin. Kasi syempre, ibang time zone eh. No? Pero, kapistahan na ng banal na away. And Pope John Paul was able to confess his sins, receive the communion, and because he died on the Feast of the Divine Mercy, nasa state of grace siya. Wala siyang kasalanan. At sabi nga ni Father Aylar, no, he went straight to heaven. Hindi na siya nagkaroon ng pagkakataon na mabisita ang purgatorio. Straight to heaven. Because he was able to fulfill the two promises. The two requirements of the promise to obtain the promise. And ngayon, papasok tayo next week. Itong week na to, no? Itong linggo na ito, papasok na tayo sa panahon ng Kwaresma na magsisimula sa Miyerkules ng Abo, Ash Wednesday. This would officially signal the start of the Lenten season. So it's gonna be 3 days from now. So ilang araw yun? 40 days plus the Holy Week. And then another week, Feast of the Divine Mercy. We are talking about the Holy Father, the Pope, and Pope Francis is currently hospitalized in critical condition. We do not know. He even said that he might not be able to make it this time. It's not that we're expecting him to leave us because of his disease, but syempre doon din naman po yung tutungo. Lahat naman tayo doon patungo. And the Holy Father, Pope Francis, was one with Pope John Paul in the works of mercy. So nagpatuloy yung nasimulan na banal na banal na awa, debosyon sa banal na awa. Pinagpatuloy niya yun. And it was even declared in 2015 to 2016, the Jubilee Year of Mercy. So, napaka-laki ng papel ng banal na Papa, the Holy Father, para sa tinatamo nating grasya ng kapistahan ng banal na awa. Bagamat hindi si Pope Francis ang nagdeklara nito, he had or he has his own mission in terms of continuing the promises of the Divine Mercy and the devotion itself. And so because Pope Francis was very true in being merciful, in creating the image in himself, in following the Divine Mercy himself, thus acquiring the image of the Divine Mercy, no? In, of course, in a lesser degree. Dahil banal na awa ay talagang sa Jesus lamang yun. At lahat tayo ay maaari lamang gayahin siya, but we can never be as holy as Jesus. But Pope Francis in his lifetime, simula nung naging ano siya, papa. And of course, even before that, pero much more nung maging isa siyang ano, no, papa. When he became our pope, he continued the work of mercy, the salvation of many souls. Ang dami niyang ginawa. Imagine, yung buong simbahan ang nanatili sa napakaraming mga na tradisyonal na mga gawain o paniniwala o many traditions basically na halimbawa yung the gays, no? Yung mga nasa LGBT, parang ang tingin sa kanila hindi na pwedeng maging ano, no, maging anak ng Diyos, nabubuhay sa kasalanan. So, napaka-negative ng tingin dati sa kanila ng simbahan. But it was Pope Francis who opened his hands for them. Kasi anak din sila ng Diyos at kailangan din silang maligtas. Now, kung di natin sila i-welcome sa atin, eh di parang itinaboy mo na rin sila sa ating pananampalataya. So, it is one of his works of mercy, no? Makikita mo sa kanyang mga kamay, gawa ng awa. Ano pa? Pakarami pa, no? Pangalawa, yung synod on synodality. It broke the tradition na yung synod ay para lamang sa mga obispo. This time, for a very long time, no? Mahabang proseso. Nagsimula, inumpisahan na pakinggan ang tinig ng mga nasa baba. Sa mga atin sa lay mula sa iba't ibang bahagi ng lipunan. So it was a breakthrough. And ano yan, gawa rin yan ng awa, work of mercy. Kasi this time, talagang pinakinggan yung nasa baba. Kung wala kang awa, magiging very authoritative ka na lang all your life. Whatever you want, yun lang ang mangyayari. No? Without listening to those subordinates or to those below your in terms of hierarchy. So maraming ginawa si Pope Francis that reflects the work of the Divine Mercy. So why am I saying this? Let's all pray for him sapagkat siya ang nagpatuloy ng mga bagay na ninanais ng ating Panginoong Hesus. Kasi hanawa siya ng awa. Ipagkaloob nawa sa kanya ang awa na ipinapangako ng ating Divine Mercy, ng ating Panginoong Hesus sa lahat ng mga nagpo-propagate at magpo-propagate ng debosyong ito.